the official adventures of Mandrake the Magician. Elegant in his top hat and flowing cape, as if performing magic tricks on the stage, Mandrake the Magician is, in reality, a super crime fighter, using his vast hypnotic power to defend justice. His most trusted companions are the powerful Lothar and the beautiful Princess Narda. Now, the return of the Cobra. Seated in the grandstand at a New York racetrack, Mandrake and Lothar wait for the big race to start.
Narda is missing something. Why did she want to go to Europe?
She'll be back in a few days.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Thunderbolt, the favorite at 5 to 3 outs, ridden by jockey Eddie Mendoza, has been scratched from the race. A few minutes ago, Eddie Mendoza collapsed and died.
Eddie Mendoza? You hear that, Mandrake?
Eddie was a friend of mine. Let's find out what happened.
Meantime, in the broadcasting studio of the presidential palace of a newly created African republic, the incoming president addresses his people by radio.
And it is my resolute purpose to reaffirm our national policy of seeking close identity with any nation, sincere in its search for peace and justice.
Almost at the same time, in London, Joshua J. Wingate, president of Anglo-American Steel Enterprises, faced his board of directors.
Gentlemen, I can only confirm that we've been approached by an underworld group to sell out to them. These gangsters are fully aware of my opposition and have warned me not to oppose the sale of our controlling stock to them. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I feel a little faint.
Flight 246, Pan Atlantic Airways, arriving at Gate 7.
Narda, you had good time in Europe. What's the use of feeling bad?
Lothar, I had lunch with Joshua Wingate the same day he was murdered.
Sure, I know.
How's Mandrake? Did he miss me?
He had me to look at.
Big iron gates of Xanadu, Mandrake's legendary home atop a mountain cliff, swing open as the car approaches. Electronic eyes scan the occupants of the car, and television scanners observe the car's progress every inch of the way. The car proceeds up a mountain road. Another iron gate opens, and the car enters a long, dark tunnel. Finally, the bright sunlight, the gardens, the fountains, and the shining towers of Mandrake's fabulous palace. In a few minutes, all three are seated on the terrace.
Eddie Mendoza, Joshua Wingate, and President Amuda died of the same cause. Cobra poisoning.
It's crazy, Mandrake.
I keep thinking of the Cobra, but he's dead.
Lothar and I cornered him in his own laboratory. There was a fire.
And that was the end of him.
Only at this moment we're suddenly not so sure.
Is it possible he's alive? Could he have kept it a secret all these years?
It could be somebody imitating his methods.
That's what I think.
But suppose it is the Cobra. He'd know Eddie Mendoza and Joshua Wingate were friends of mine. He'd know he'd attracted our interest.
In that case, somebody here is next on his list.
The real Cobra had one weakness: vanity. Let's bait the hook.
Next on radio and television.
And here's a follow-up story on the so-called Cobra killing, a statement from Mandrake. According to Mandrake, the murders represent the work of a rank amateur, someone attempting to imitate the now long-dead arch-criminal, the Cobra. The Cobra, says Mandrake, was a polished professional. He would never have caused 3 men to die by the same method in such a short period of time. He would not have so clumsily drawn so much public attention to himself. Meantime, Mandrake goes on to say, this amateur has not much future.
Well, that should make him mad enough.
It might. Oh, Lothar, stay in the control room. We may have visitors.
In a remote hideaway not too far from Xanadu, a strange figure sits in a throne-like chair. He wears a black cowl. In the semi-darkness of the room, his face cannot be seen except by the 2 men who stand facing him. One is the sinister Quad. The other is a powerful-looking fellow wearing what at first seems like a scuba outfit. But on his hands he wears broad suction cups. On his feet he wears other suction devices.
He is ready, Excellency.
Has he taken his medicine?
He was injected 5 minutes ago.
Then he knows he has but a limited time to accomplish his mission and get back to you, if he wishes to live. Very well. Take him to Xanadu.
All right, climber, now listen. This cliff is 200 feet high, except through the gate. The only way to get into Mandrake's property is to climb over this rock wall, understand? Now turn around so I can fasten this thing in your pack. It's a plastic bomb. Keep that in mind. It's already been activated. It'll explode in exactly 17 minutes from now. Remember and check your watch. And remember, you've been given a poison, but I have the antidote, and you'll need it in just about 30 minutes from now. All right, you better start. Climb to the top of this wall. Make your way to Mandrake's garden. Leave the bomb near the house, and get back here on the double.
Much like a fly climbing a wall, the climber begins the hazardous ascent to the top of the cliff, using his suction cups to cling to the rock. Meanwhile, inside Xanadu, in the control room...
What's going on, Marda?
There's nothing on the screens, but there's someone at the wall. Lothar's gone down there to take a look.
Another 4 screen. Look, somebody has climbed the wall. Heaven's name, what is he? A human fly?
Lothar's seen him. Look.
And Lothar's got him. Stay here.
Pretty strong fellow, but not strong enough.
What's in that pack on his back, Lothar? Let me take a look.
You want to know what I think? I think he's got a bomb on his back.
Yeah, it sounds like one. And it looks like one.
You better get rid of that thing.
Probably no time to deactivate it, and I can't throw it too far away. So there may be a lot of repercussion. Get flat on your face. Well, I think we just made it. Let's get this fellow to the house and persuade him to talk.
He's not going to talk.
No, he can't.
It's not the first time the Cobra's used a mute.
Hold him up, Lothar.
I think I'm holding up a dead man.
Poison, of course. He wasn't able to get back in time to be given an antidote. The Cobra doesn't take any chances.
It was always this way, Quad. You remember? The element of luck was always on Mandrake's side.
But let Mandrake wait. You have more important things to attend to.
No. Mandrake knows I am alive, and so the game becomes more interesting. Call it a matter of professional pride. Mandrake and I must now outthink each other. And the truth is, I fear Mandrake, and I think he fears me. And only one of us can ultimately prevail. Quad, I want the roads leading to Xanadu watched day and night. If I were Mandrake, I think I'd leave Xanadu very soon and try to force my hand in some other direction.
I don't think the Cobra will try to get at us again while we're at Xanadu. And we've got to make him show his hand.
Which means we move into the city.
It suits me.
We'll move out tonight.
Look, I think we're being followed by a motorcycle policeman.
Yes, it's coming after us. Slow down, Cobra.
I wasn't going so fast.
Good evening, officer.
Out of the car.
Oh, now look, fellow, you don't need that gun. We're not criminals.
I know what I need. I said out of that car, all three of you. Come out from this side.
Do as he says.
I'll walk over there, under that tree. Both.
This fellow's no policeman.
I know.
Come on, close that car, dog. Move.
Then Mandrake looks at the bogus policeman. A beam of light seems to shoot out from Mandrake's eyes. Slowly, he makes an hypnotic gesture as he speaks.
That's not a gun you're holding, you know. It's only a can of worms.
Under a moment of hypnotic spell, the Cobra's agent stares at what seems to be a can of worms in his hand. He drops the gun as Lothar swings.
Oh, not too hard, Lothar. Very well, keep hold of him. I want to look inside his helmet. Uh-huh. Look at this. Miniature two-way radio.
So the Cobra knows we have his man.
Mandrake turned off the transmitter, Excellency.
I know that, you imbecile.
But our man...
He will be dead in 10 minutes. No chance of his leading Mandrake to this place.
You had this serum made up?
Oh, no, I made it myself, just in case.
This fellow's coming too.
Slap his face a couple of times. Not too hard. Now, listen to me. Did the Cobra give you poison?
Yes.
And unless you return by a certain time, you'll die.
Yeah. What happened there?
Never mind that. Now listen. Your life is in my hands. I can save your life.
No. No.
He's scared of the Cobra.
Yes, the Cobra is using a sort of post-hypnotic command. Now listen, fellow. The Cobra won't harm you, and I want to save your life. I'm going to inject you with an antidote.
No.
Hold him, Lothar. It'll just take a second.
Oh.
All right, now. You're going to live. And you're going to lead me to the Cobra's hideaway. Only I'll have to borrow your nice uniform. Oh, yes, I'm quite sure I'll have to convince you. Now, look into my eyes.
Hypnotized, the Cobra's agent surrendered his police uniform, which Mandrake put on. 10 minutes later, the car moved away. Lothar, Nada, and the Cobra's agent in it. Mandrake in police uniform followed on the motorcycle. Finally, along a dark, lonely country land, the car stopped near a big iron gate.
So this is it. The iron gate. A driveway leading through the woodlands. Fancy the gate's controlled by electronics, which means I'll need a password. All right, fellow. Is there a password?
Arbok.
Arbok.
Cobra spelled backwards. Wouldn't you know?
Now what, Mandrake?
This is as far as you two come. Lothar, get to the car phone. Get the police here fast. My signal for you to break in will be 3 shots. I hope you hear them. And I hope the password opens the gates.
Mandrake, wait for the police. You're walking into a lot of trouble if you go in alone.
Call it professional pride. Ciao, Nada. Lothar.
Ciao.
Arbok.
Now Mandrake sees a big mansion ahead. The curious thing about the place was its structure. 2 immense twin towers. Mandrake walks to the big front door. The house seems empty, buried in silence. But before he can ring the bell, the door creaks open, and he walks into a dark hallway. Almost at once, the voice of the Cobra comes to him.
Good evening, Mandrake. It's been such a long time.
Much too long, Cobra.
Please walk through the door to your left. How nice of you to visit me, Mandrake.
You've never invited me.
No, that's true.
Are you alone?
In a way, my people are waiting for me. We're leaving here very shortly. Have I changed? 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 Have I changed so much, Mandrake? You seem puzzled.
You've grown modest, hiding your face behind a silver mask.
Vanity. Yes, I was quite handsome, wasn't I, Mandrake? But you ruined my face. That fire, you know. Years of plastic surgery. And my face has never been the same. Well, I suppose you've arranged for the police to come this way shortly. You may not yet realize it, Mandrake, but while you've been standing there, you have been encased in a glass cage. Oh, the glass is quite bulletproof, Mandrake. Your gun will do you no good. And now, if you will glance upwards, you will see the blades of a propeller.
Which, when lowered, will cut me to pieces.
I can think of no more pleasant a death for you.
Cobra, at least answer the question. The jockey you murdered, and the London businessman, the African president.
A gambling syndicate wanted the jockey out of the race. Another syndicate wanted control of that steel company. And I was paid $10 million to put the African out of the way. You see, I still keep quite busy, Mandrake. And now, I am obliged to destroy you. If you care to, you may look upward and watch the propeller move down toward you.
Cobra, an appeal to vanity. Stop the propeller for a moment.
The audacity of the man. With the police coming, I doubt if I have time for a game, but speak out, Mandrake.
Put it this way, Cobra. You've always been convinced that your hypnotic power is superior to mine. We have never proved this. And after all these years, Cobra, I still wonder if you have the courage to face a test of strength. Or are you just a little afraid?
Do you think I would be such a fool as to risk... The idea is fascinating, and I might improve on it.
The Cobra presses a button. A long cord drops from the mechanism of the propeller above Mandrake's head. A button is attached to the end of the cord.
When you press that button, Mandrake, it will start the propeller. I let you have the privilege of actually destroying yourself. Mandrake, I command you to press that button.
Cobra, obey my command. Release me from this glass cage.
Destroy yourself, Mandrake.
Release me.
Press that button. Destroy yourself.
And so the strange, uncanny battle of the mind over matter began. The two masters of super-hypnosis fasten their eyes on each other through the glass wall of the cage that imprisons Mandrake. Mandrake perspires as he exerts every vestige of his mental power to gain mastery over his arch-enemy, the Cobra. And the Cobra's eyes seem to burn as they stare at Mandrake through the silver mask.
Release me, Cobra. You're weakening. You must obey me.
I was a fool to succumb to your trickery, Mandrake. I cannot go on. I must press the button myself.
At that moment, Mandrake fires 3 shots.
The glass is bulletproof, Mandrake.
I fired at the propeller's mechanism, Cobra. Those shots also signaled the police.
What? I let you fool me. You put the propeller out of commission. But I'll finish you. If not this time, then the next. The police. Oh, how I curse you, Mandrake. How I curse you.
Mandrake! This way, Lothar!
The mighty Lothar breaks into the big dark room. He sees Mandrake imprisoned in the unbreakable glass cage, and picking up the Cobra's throne, brings it into tremendous contact with the glass.
Nothing is that unbreakable.
The Cobra left through a trapdoor somewhere over there. Come on.
Like the first atomic blast, an explosion rocked the house, flinging Mandrake and Lothar across the room. And then the air became a blazing inferno as Mandrake and Lothar staggered out of the house. Police and Inter-Intel agents swarmed the grounds, every eye fastened skyward.
Mandrake,
Yes, I see it. A rocket ship.
one of the towers. And all the time it was a rocket.
And the Cobra's getting away. There were others with him.
I suppose.
Well, nobody's infallible. Can't win them all, Nada. And it looks as if the Cobra won this time.
Not entirely. At least you blasted him out of his secrecy. We know who we have to deal with now.
And so Mandrake knew it must begin all over again. His battle with the Cobra, the essence of every evil. The Cobra was alive after all. It only remained to be seen where and when he would strike again. Mandrake knew that.